Hi, welcome back to Pipelines with me, CJ Knight. And today I am joined by 2/3 of Wet the Tea. Yes, finally! Little known fact is I actually did my first ever voice recorded interview with you a couple of years ago. Not many people know this. This is where it all started.
That was West Kirby, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's locked in the vault, never to be seen.
Yeah.
I think my nerves got the better of me starting this venture. But yes, half of Wet the Tea, which is Ansley Connolly, Claire Smith or Fluff, and Adam Beresford Brown at the back. Hello. So this is a bit off the cuff for me because I've not prepared at all. So I'm going to wing it, but what's better than to wing it? So I'm going to start off with you guys have been together for about a year and a half? Is it coming up to 2 years?
It's going to be pushing that quite soon, isn't it?
Yeah, getting close to that.
Yeah, because Wet the Tea had a couple of different formats, but this one is doing absolutely fantastically well with lovely harmonies in the mix and different kind of musical instruments. So how did you guys first kind of collaborate to? Because I know Wet the Tea was formed by you.
Well, one of the last lineup, we had a couple of retirees. One's coming actually tonight, which is really nice, Andy Saunders. But we've known each other for years on the scene and hung around and sessions and tours and stuff like that. So it was a late night conversation I had with Fluff about I think about doing something like a duo bit with ads and seeing what we can come up with. And then the eventuality of the last lineup come about, and it was like, okay, well, Fluff, do you fancy? Forget the duo, me and ads, why don't we just reform Wet the Tea with a little bit more of a...
I would like to add that I think we had that conversation at a festival, and I remember going, yeah, I think yours and ads' voices have done really well. You were saying it's a duo, I was like, that'll be
well,
really
yourself
great.
As well, I mean, you have other collaborations as well, don't you? So it's kind of nice to kind of gel people together in these different formats and different kind of...
And it's quite an important move for Wet the Tea as well, because we were predominantly trad, but all the musicians from the trad scene, but this collaboration isn't. So we have more
you got elements
flexibility.
Of it
we do have elements, but we're not pigeonholed into that. And it's a conscious thing, because I think music should be free really, and not really into
have that creative space to
locking genres in and not letting anything
in. So I won't go too much into sort of different songs as much, but for me, your songwriting, so you've done like Busker's Heart, Forgotten People, Here's My Hand and Warning Lights, to mention just a few, that very sort of touch on very tender subjects, I would say, and that sort of compassion for those subjects comes through. Do you find it easy or difficult to draw on that kind of experiences that yourself or other people have?
Songwriting kind of comes in waves, and there are some quite sensitive themes to some of the songs, but there's other songs that I've written that have come from like myth or tales from Ireland or my experiences, and like the last raft of songs have been more about hope and like instilling belief and just that kind of thing. But hope, I think, is the current flavour of the month. But I don't, again, and I used to write just with Wet the Tea in mind, but it just limits the art, and I think I've learned to come away from that and just write however I feel.
And I know we've talked about your influences before, and only this weekend gone I was at Manchester Folk Festival and chatting to the very lovely Michael McGoldrick, who you've claimed as a big influence,
huge.
And Matt Malloy as well. Do you still draw on those influences, or are you finding you've gone quite sort of on your own individual creative streak, and with these guys as well? Because I know you've got a tune of yours in the set that you do as well.
I still draw on the original influences, So subconsciously, probably.
I think you always will, because they're the things that excited you in the first place, the playing of certain people, the certain styles, and they're going to, when you've kind of grown up, you continue to listen to those people, they're always going to be an influence on you at one level or another.
Yeah.
But it's what you do with that and where you move it forward with it with your own creativity and your own tunes or songs, that's making them your own. And that same goes for the traditional tunes as well, doesn't it? As so.
Tweak them slightly.
That actually probably forms 80% of the act, almost on the art of putting a band together is drawing collectively on all different influences and how we articulate that together.
Yeah,
then
like blend
is,
it
is,
together.
is the trick.
Yeah. Well, you're doing it very well. So, why is it all?
I'll give you a fiver later.
I know like Players League, separate from West Litty, you do solo stuff as well, and you've done a recent one called Lord Dudley.
Yeah.
What's that kind of?
So again, it's a completely different. I wrote Lord Dudley years ago. I've only just got around to recording it and releasing it, but it was about a character in Dublin who called Thomas Ludley, and he used to call himself Thomas Dudley. He called himself Lord Dudley, but he ran away from an orphanage on Navan Road to live on the streets, so that was the better option for him. But he was mad into cowboy and Indian movies, Western movies, and he had an old key of a church door that he used to keep in his pocket, and he used to pretend it was a pistol, and he'd be swinging off the back of the bus in the 50s and 60s, shooting at people in Dublin town, and they ended up accepting that and participating. So there'd be shootouts in to and fro from work. Talking about shootouts, I wouldn't trust this fellow in the background.
Adam snug up behind us, joining in on the action.
The hard work's done now. So
Sneak in there. Oh yeah, I mean there's nothing wrong with pretending the key's a pistol. But I mean you have your sort of influences in the sort of Irish background, don't you?
But again, there's hope. It's all about hope and for him.
Yeah.
And the realisation that people around him didn't see it. But
Yeah.
he obviously did.
Yeah. Oh,
In fact, we've got a couple of new numbers this afternoon.
she's been reading my cards.
And I think
That's what you were trying to do it before, and then she's like,
and I think that in these times we need songs and tunes that are full of hope and joy.
oh
And,
gosh, yeah.
and there's going to be a little bit of that this afternoon.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I've got the names of two here: Rhythm of Love and Leave Your Mark.
Yes.
Are those the two in question that are full of hope? I'm looking forward to hearing them. It's nice to hear.
Joy.
You're chuckling away at that.
well, there's a couple of new instruments coming into
Oh, is there? Why
Yes.
We'll wait and see.
We can't let people in.
Still a secret.
Keep the history.
Yeah, a bit of an exclusive later. So for later on this year, in May, you're doing a gig with Juniper up in Audlin.
Really excited
Magic,
about that.
Yeah. I mean they're a great band. I've seen them
awesome
before.
band, yeah.
So have you got other gigs coming up? I mean, you can check on the socials for that upcoming gig. It's in May. I'm not sure the exact date.
31st.
31st
Yeah.
in Audlin. So go check out to see where that is. Get tickets.
We've got Chester Folk Festival before that.
Yeah.
So that's the bank holiday.
Oh, yeah, Maybank Holiday Weekend, yeah.
And we'll be at Upton Folk Festival.
Upton as well. Okay, yeah.
We're going to lead TuneWorks tune sessions there.
Nice.
So we'll be around.
A recall to Warwick, which
Yeah.
is a very, very special thing. It's very.
Okay. I've not been to Warwick Festival yet.
Yes. Oh, it's my personal favourite festival,
Yeah.
and we've got a recall. It's very difficult to get consecutive gigs in a lot of the
Consecutive
festivals.
years, yeah.
Consecutive years.
Normally like a bit of a gap and you have to...
Yeah, I mean, as a festival programmer, you like
Switch
to have
and
a little change it about. You might have someone back 2 or 3 years later, but
Yeah.
so we feel very honoured to be invited back 2 years.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, quite excited
I've
about
just checked the calendar. We are also at Hurley Music and Arts Festival on the Friday the 1st of May.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
so we've got busy
That's
time.
getting editing and getting that out before May. Let's fingers crossed with that. I'm going to leave it there. It's going to be short and sweet again. But thank you for coming and having a little natter with me. It's been long overdue, I have to say. We're at Cross Keys in Chester today for a little intimate gig. And you can catch Wet the Tea around Chester and Liverpool and in the northwest, as well as festivals. So I do recommend checking them out, and I'm not biased at all by saying these guys are my favourite band to go and listen to. And yeah, you've got the downloads, and hopefully there'll be more recordings out soon.
We are currently recording, it's not too far away.
It's being worked on at this very moment.
Exciting. So thank you guys, we're going to get ourselves off and get down to the gig, and hopefully we might catch you guys
Thanks
again
very much,
somewhere
Claire.
else soon.
Magic.
Cheers.
See you
Good luck.
later. Bye.